What is up, everybody? Hoang Zero here, and today I have for you a Beelzemon deck profile for the Beelzemon Cup tournaments that are coming up. In the Beelzemon Cup tournaments, you are only allowed to play with purple cards, so you can't play with any white cards, any black cards, nothing like that. It has to be purple. They can be half purple as long as they have purple in them. So this will make some really interesting deck choices. You have decks like the Beelzemon, which I say like the Beelzemon, but you really don't have the yellow component, so not really Beelzemon, unless you want to do the Maycrack angle. But you do have decks like Titamon, like Merva, like Bellstar, and of course Beelzemon. And so this deck profile is going to be covering what I think is the best deck to take for the Beelzemon Cup, Beelzemon. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so getting straight into the stuff, we do have Pagumon from Starter Deck 6. This Pagumon is on deletion, trash top 2 cards of your deck. This is the Digitama that will allow you to accelerate your milling as fast as possible, especially when you combine with BT2 Iman, which we'll talk about, for a total of mill 5. But just in general, you're going to evolve into your rookie, swing your rookie like almost immediately in the early game to try and get your trash set up as fast as possible. So this Pagumon is the best way to accomplish that. No need for 5 eggs because you're trying to end the game ASAP. So next, going into our rookie lineup, we do play 4 of the BT2 Iman. Like I said, trashing top 3 on deletion is super huge for this deck because all of your cards, or most of your cards anyway, have a windmilled effect. So you're fundamentally playing Light Sworns, or Tearlaments if you will. And trashing 3 immediately plus Pagus 2, so you're trashing 5 in total, is super duper huge. Next, you do play the 1 gazimon. The 1 gazimon is actually pretty impactful, and so you're like, oh, if you're playing at 1 of, what happens if you mill it? This deck has a lot of recursion from, for example, Rivals Barrage. Grab back your gazimon, so then even if you mill it, you can use it again. And gazimon is really effective at denying a lot of the memory boosts that may be flying around, Jack Raids, Beelzemon's effect himself, just a lot of memory gain that purple is notoriously known for. And yes, purple is also a color that is notoriously known for being able to remove floodgates, but hey, if you have to force them to, you force them to have the out, right? Otherwise, they're just cooked. Next, we play the 1 of Cyclon. The Cyclon is very effective when Dexmon is probably going to be running around the format, so being able to stop Dexmon from coming down, as well as stopping opponents' Bellstars from coming down, since this will prevent them from reducing the play cost of Bellstar. So it's just nice to have 1 of, and again, same logic, you can grab it back. So going into our other Impmons, we do play 4 of the EX2 Impmon. This Impmon is when trashed from deck. If it wasn't trashed by EX2 Impmon's effect, you may trash up to being the keyword, 3 cards from the top of your deck. And then on play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon with Beelzemon in its name, and 1 Eye and Mako from them. ESS, while this Digimon has Beelzemon in its name, plus 3000 DP. So first off, the windmill effect is insane, because if you mill this, it chains into another 3 mills, which then can chain into more effects. So you're basically just popping off like Tearlaments would. And then the on-play is just really nice additional consistency, grabbing your Tamer, grabbing your Beelzemon, including Blast Mode. And then the ESS, if you're playing the Mirror matchup, if you swing Beelzemon, having the 3000 means you swing over Beelzemon, so that's something really, really nice to be aware of. Plus, 3000 is pretty hefty. Like, that hits you to 14k, which almost puts you over Blast Mode even. And then finally, we do play 4 Starter Deck Impmon. This Impmon is when attacking, if you have 20 or more cards in your trash, you may Digivolve this Digimon from your trash into Beelzemon. So, and then the ESS is once per turn your turn, when a card is trashed from your deck, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. So this is going to be your main way of removing floodgates in the Beelzemon deck, being able to pop the Gazimon before resolving the starter deck Beelzemon's effect so you can gain all your memory is really fantastic. And then the when attacking, being able to warp Digivolve into Beelzemon, not from hand but from trash, is super duper huge, for 3 nonetheless, so you're actually popping off so quickly. And 20 in trash is nothing for this deck because, I mean, we already said it, BT2 Iman plus Pagumon's 5 off the bat, and then if you mill an EX2 Iman, that's another 3, and then you just go crazy, right? So Starter Deck Iman is a phenomenal card. And so going into our level 4 lineups, we do play 2 Doberman. This is the Doberman from EX2. It's 5 cost to play, as well as being 4000 DP. When you would play this card from your hand, reduce its play cost by 2 if you have Alice McCoy. We don't have Alice, spoiler alert, so that part doesn't matter. The part that does matter, however, is on deletion, trash top 3 cards of your deck, then you may return, then return 1 purple Digimon card or 1 purple Tamer from your trash to your hand. So 5 cost isn't the worst to Hard Slime actually, so if you want to play a little bit more aggro, you can. You can Digivolve this card over your Imon to cycle a little bit more, as well as if facilitate that trash. Doberman being able to grab back your Mako as well as just a purple Digimon is really, really huge. Because when you have key components like the, for example, if you need the Blast Mode back in your hand, you can use that to grab Blast Mode. If you need to grab the 1-off Bellstar, if you need to grab an EX2 Beelzemon, maybe a Balmon even, it's just a lot of recursion you have there. Next, we do play 4 of the promo Wizardmon. This is the Wizardmon that is reprinted in the trial deck. Thank you, Bandai. It is when this card is trashed from your deck, gain a memory. So back to that tier element stuff, right? And then when attacking ESS, you may reveal 1 purple card from your hand and place it on top of your deck. So essentially, you're stacking your deck to just like choose what you are doing the mill. So if you decide to put a Deathlinger on top, if you decide to put a Wizardmon on top, if you put Blast Mode, whatever it may be, you can stack it so you can guarantee you're getting certain effects off. So this card is super strong. And then you play 3 of the Witchmon from the starter deck. It is when Digivolving, trash top 3 cards of your deck. So again, we're accelerating that mill. And then ESS, while this Digimon has Wizard or Demon Lord in its traits, gain plus 2000 DP. Again, like we mentioned before, with that DP gain, you're going to be able to swing over opposing Beelzemons in security. So with the Iman that was giving you plus 3000 DP, with Witchmon, you're getting 2000, so you're at 5000 now, which then means that your Beelzemon is going to swing for 16k, which swings over almost every single, I think actually it does swing over every purple card in the game currently. So that's really nice. And then going into our level 5s, you may notice we only play 4 level 5s being Balmon. And so the reason why we have such a low level 5 ratio in this deck is because the moment it hits the trash, you fundamentally have access to it. Because of Rivals Barrage, even Doberman. So having a low count of 5s is fine. You can bump this up, I feel like, to a little bit if you wanted to, play the Balmon that we got in the main set, and that's totally fine. But this Balmon is by far the superior Balmon, and I think it's really good. I would play 4. It is when Digivolving, trash top 3 cards of your deck, so again, we're accelerating. When Digivolving, until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon gains on deletion. If you have 10 or more in trash, you may play 1 Beelzemon from your trash without paying its cost. And then ESS, while this Digimon is Wizard or Demon Lord, gain plus 2000 DP. So again, we're coming back to that DP gain, and then because it's a lingering effect until the end of your opponent's turn, should they remove your Balmon, then you can cheat out a free Beelzemon, and then that Beelzemon can immediately follow up on your turn when it comes back to you, going to a Blast Mode, or whatever it may be. So Balmon gives a really, really great lingering. If you have Balmon, you go Digivolve into it, and then your opponent were to Dexmon you, Digivolving into a level 4, kill your stack, you still get the Beelzemon effect, or you still get the Beelzemon off of Balmon's effect, so there's really, really cool utility there. Going into our level 6s, we do play one of Megidramon. This is like a spicy little tech. Megidramon's important effect that we care about, because the on deletions, whatever, we literally cannot proc it. But the when Digivolving is both players trash the top 5 cards of their deck. So if you're in the Beelzemon mirror and you're getting really, really close to deck out count, you're both milling as fast as you can, whatever it may be, Megidramon milling the top 5 sometimes just ends the game completely for your opponent, because when you hit 0, the moment you hit 0, you don't lose the game automatically. It's on your next draw phase. If you cannot draw, that's GG. So if you're both at 5 cards in deck and you Megidra, you go to 0, your opponent goes to 0, you do not lose, but your opponent does. So this Megidramon is a really cheeky deck your opponent just may not expect. It also just has synergy with the deck, unironically. So next we do have 4 of EX2 Beelzemon. This is a 3-cost evolution. When this card is trashed from your deck, you may play 1 Imon from your trash without paying its memory cost. This does proc on play effects, so that EX2 Imon is going to go kind of crazy. Then when Digivolving and when attacking, you may trash the top 2 cards of your deck, then delete one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon. For every 10 cards in your trash, add 1 to the maximum level that you can pop. So this is a fantastic removal, because this has inherent synergy with the Warp Imon if you need. So being able to pop floodgates can be very, very potent. Not to mention the fact that it's very easy for you to have multiple cards in trash, so you can rack up to level 5 or 6 pop very quickly. And then also if you mill it off of one of your effects and get out a free body, sometimes it just generates lethal. Next, we play 2 of the starter deck of Beelzemon. This is when Digivolving, trash 4 cards from the top of your deck, and when a card is trashed from your deck, for every 10 cards in your trash, you gain 1 memory. When a card is trashed from your deck, this Digimon gets +1 security attack for the turn. Keyword being for the turn. So why this Beelzemon is at a lower count than EX2 Beelzemon is because this Beelzemon is more so of a late game sort of card to like push for game, whereas the other Beelzemon generates a lot of tempo, and it also has a much more powerful effect when milled. This card actually doesn't even have an effect when milled, so case in point, when you mill EX2 Beelzemon, you get an effect. If you mill starter deck Beelzemon, you do not get an effect, so you just want to reserve this for later in the game. You can grab this back, obviously, so it's totally fine. When you would warp Digivolve into this Beelzemon off of your Impmon, which again, you don't even need to grab it back because you're warping from trash. When Digivolving, trash 4, important, because Impmon's effect, when you mill a card, you can pop an opponent's level 3 Digimon, right? And so why that's important is so if your opponent has Gazimon, you can resolve the when Digivolving effect, then resolve Impmon, pop the Floodgate, and then you can then use the Alterns effect to gain 1 memory for every 10 cards in trash, and then get +1 security attack. Resolve the swing off of Beelzemon, deal 2, and then Digivolve into Blast mode, which we'll talk about a bit, and then you can finish off the rest. We play the 1 of Bellstar. I've seen lists that play 2 Bellstar. I think 1 or 2 is fine. I wouldn't go any higher than that. But Bellstar is a 13 play cost, and it's for every 10 cards in your trash, reduce the memory cost when playing this card from your hand by 4. So at 30 cards in trash, it becomes a 1 cost hard slam. All players' turns, when a card is trashed from your deck, you may play 1 Impmon from your trash without having paying its cost. Digimon played by this effect gains Rush for the entire turn. So it's not just while it's an Impmon, it's for the entire turn. So if you call the Warp Digivolve Impmon, you can swing and then warp into Beelzemon, and that's just kind of insane. And then opponent's turn, when an opponent's Digimon attacks, trash the top card of your deck. Again, that call and Impmon is during both players' turns, so you can use that to threaten lethal potentially if your opponent tries to extend. The reason that you can play 2 Bellstar is just to have multiple on hand, so you can go kind of crazy, which I think is a really potent combo. The deck space is kind of tight in this, unironically, so I think 1 is fine since you can just grab it back. We do play 2 of the Beelzemon Blast mode. This is a 4-cost evolution, level 7, and states, when this card is trashed from your deck, delete one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon for every 10 cards in trash, add 1 to the level that you could choose. So, again, fantastic way to pop. When Digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon if you have 20 or more cards in your trash and gain 3 memory. So 20 or more cards in the trash, by the time you go into this, easy peasy. So this is a 1-cost evolution fundamentally, and with starter deck Beelzemon giving you +1 security attack for the entire turn, when you unsuspend, that means you can swing for another 2 damage. So this is a 4 damage combo right off the bat, and not to mention the fact that you're most likely getting off chip damage earlier, so you can threaten lethal quickly. And then going into our options, we do play 2 of the Mist Memory Boost. I've seen people play 3 of this, but I think 2 is okay. And its main effect, trash top 2 cards of your deck and then draw 1. So it's very self-explanatory. It sets you up, it gives you memory for future turns, draws you cards, and yeah, delay, gain 2 memory. So this card is just really, really gas to see in the early stages of the game. That's the argument that you would play this at a higher count, like 3, just to see it earlier. Now we play 4 Deathlinger. Deathlinger is when this card is trashed from your deck, gain 1 memory. Main effect, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. For every 10 cards in your trash, add up to 1 maximum level to this effect. So Deathlinger being able to pop bodies on the board is really, really strong. Because if you're trying to like deny blockers, for example, or you're trying to deny just an opponent's like Titamon stack, for example, fantastic way to get rid of it. Because getting 10 cards in trash is not that difficult. At 20 cards in trash, you can pop a level 6. The key part about this is when you mill the Deathlinger and you gain a memory, that's an extender. So we want to have as many extenders as we possibly can. That's why we have the 4 Promo Wizard, that's why we have the 4 Deathlingers, because these are all on memory that you gain. And then we play the 1 of Darkness Wave. Darkness Wave is a 1-cost option from the Monster starter deck, actually. Let's trash top 3 cards of your deck, and then if you have a yellow Digimon in play, return 1 yellow or purple Digimon card from your trash to your hand. So Darkness Wave is a 1-cost mill 3. So when you're trying to turbo into your trash as fast as possible, this is just really strong. Yes, you do not get the recursion because we don't have a yellow Digimon to proc that, and that's totally fine. But you can. This is just 1 card flat out turbo. So if you're trying to hit that 10 card in trash for the Balmon effect immediately, bam, this is it. So if you go, for example, Balmon mills 3, Darkness Wave mills 3, so you're at 6. On deletion, you have Pagumon, that's 8, and then it's not too much to ask for another 2 cards in trash, like Mist Memory Boost, for example. And then our last option, we play 3 Rivals Barrage, and I think this can be a 4 of if you really want to for the consistency's sake, but I think 3 is fine. 7 cost option. When this card is trashed from your deck, place it into your battle area, so that's the important part. Main effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level, so it's just a stronger Fly Bullet. And then the delay effect is return 1 purple Digimon card or purple tamer from your trash to your hand. So this is the effect that activates when this is milled. And then security effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level. So this is a super effective security bomb, first of all. Second of all, this is your recursion. This is how we're getting back all of our pieces on average. This is how we are getting back our blast modes that we mill away. This is how we're getting back those Balmons, Impmons, whatever it may be, gazimons, right? This is our bread and butter consistency piece. And then finally, we do play 3 Iman Mako. Iman Mako is a 3-cost tamer that states on play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon with Evil, Wizard, or Demon Lord in their trait, place the rest onto the bottom of your deck. And then your turn, when one of your Digimon digivolves into a purple Digimon, you may tap this tamer to place 1 card from your hand on top of your deck. If you do, gain a memory. And then Iman Mako effect is play this card, security effect is play this card without paying its cost. So why Iman Mako is so important is A, it's a consistency piece, and B, it gives you memory that your opponent can't stop with a Gazimon, for example. So that's the biggest issue with like cards like Mist Memory Boost, is that if they have a Gazimon, then that just stops you from popping it, whereas they cannot deny the Iman Mako. So that means your opponent sometimes just can't deny you getting certain memory thresholds to just pop completely off. If you have multiple Iman Makos, they do stack, so you can just tap 2, stack 2, gain 2, and then you're not passing turn, combo off. If you stacked, for example, Wizardmon Promo, Deathlinger, or it can't be Deathlinger, but like Wizardmon Promo, for example, if you stack Wizardmon Promo and then mill it, that's another memory you gain. So yeah, really strong card. So thank you guys all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully that this deck profile will be able to help you all win your Beelzemon Cups. It's a really shiny card. That EX2 Beelzemon looks nice. So good luck. Take it easy, everyone.